All right. So we're live. I'm running solo today. Just wanted to take a couple minutes. Let's make sure that this is working. Make sure y'all can hear me. Because if you can't hear me, then this is going to be a waste of frickin' time.
Can't hear me, then.
All right, looks like we can hear me.
Waste of frickin' time.
Beautiful. Okay, so listen. One of the biggest questions that I see in our Contractor Fight private Facebook group, which, by the way, if you want to get access to that and things like that, go ahead and text the word YouTube to 719-299-3852. 719-299-3852, the word YouTube. And that'll get you access. You'll get a text, and you just push a button and request access, and you'll be in. But listen, I want to talk about lead flow. This is one of the most misunderstood things, I believe, for contractors. And when I talk a contractor, I'm talking in general, a specialty contractor. And what I mean by specialty is you're not necessarily a general contractor, although some of these things will apply. You're not a large commercial contractor. You're a painting contractor. You're a landscaper. You're a pest control guy. You're a guy that does siding or installs windows. You know, there's a niche, right, that you're working in. And so there's a few things I want to talk about here today for the next couple minutes. And I really hope that that you guys pay attention to this, because this can change the business. Now, let's say that I want you to think of your business in different seasons, right? Like just in life, we have, messing up my cord here. In life, you know, you're an infant, you're a toddler, you know, you move into like being young or a preteen, pre-young, preteen, teen, adult, and just old. Okay? So your business is similar to this, all right? A lot of times we compare ourselves with somebody who's in a different stage of life in business. And so, you know, to think that I'm going to make the same type of money when I'm an adult or an older person as I do when I'm a toddler is ridiculous. So I want you to think of your business. Let's talk leads here real quick. Lead flow is going to look very different in these different stages of your business. So let's just take these couple things here. You're established. The phone rings. Because ultimately, you have built a brand. I was on the phone with one of my one-on-one coaching clients today, who's also a member of our Contractor Sales Academy. You know, and this month alone, he's gotten, I don't know, 100, 110, 120 leads for his business. Now, he's been in the game for a really, really, really long time, okay? He's established. His phone, it just seems to magically ring, but what you fail to understand is the longer you're in the game, if you do things right, if you take care of people, you do a good, deliver a good experience and stuff like that, word is just going to get around, even on accident sometimes. A lot of guys, in even this stage of their business, that they don't know how their phone rings. It just does, because they don't even have a marketing plan, which is pretty sad, okay? But good for them. Well, then you get like this preteen stuff. And this is like, to me, you got a job in your business. You're just over broke, man, okay? That's what that is. It's a job. And you know, you have a lot of like peaks and valleys, and it'll even out, and then it'll peak, and it'll peak, and it'll peak, and then it'll crash hard. And that's what your lead flow looks like in this stage of your business, okay? Where it just feels like it's all over the place, and it's like you can't get over a certain revenue mark. You can't get over having 3 employees or 5 employees or whatever your plateau is. And there's some things that need to happen in here, I believe, that we're going to talk about. I'm going to spend most of my time here today, okay? Because I believe most of you are here. All right, so then we have the infant toddler. This is the new business. You're young, you're hungry. You know, you want a nipple to get milk, basically, okay? You're like a newborn, man. You're an infant. You're learning how to walk. You're figuring out math of your business. You're figuring out the types of jobs that you like to do and that you're good at and everything in between. And right here, this is a grind, man. You know, it's funny. The first couple years of my business years ago, that's why I grew like 300 jobs and more in the first 3 years, because it was a grind. I was hungry. I was the new guy. I had a lot to prove. I had to work a lot harder to get my phone to ring 5 times, you know, than these guys did, okay? Because they were more established and they already had some relationships and stuff like that. So you got to ask yourself, and type in the chat box if you're watching this now or in the comments later on, where do you think you are in your business? Because where you're at in this life cycle of your business will often dictate how you spend your marketing money and your time, okay? So when we get into this section down here, when you're an adult business, you're going to get more done through other people. This is where you're concentrating the bulk of your time developing other human beings, developing a sales team and some things like that. It's where up here, you're literally the guy out knocking on the door, passing out the flyer, you know, doing whatever. You know, one of my sons right now is considering starting a business, and we're having a lot of conversations right now. Like, dude, you got to know that for like at least the first month here, 3-4 weeks going into the summer, 8 to 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, your only job is passing stuff out, knocking on doors, saying, hey, I do this, I'm the new guy, I'm young, I'm 18, and I want to prove myself. That's there. Okay, so the older your business, the less you're the boots on the ground. You're supposed to be in the marketing thing. So here, I want to talk about the JOB here, the just over broke. Okay, now, one of the reasons guys can never get out of this is because they don't understand the math of leads. Okay? If you have oh man, sorry. Got everything falling down here. Trying not to drop the Sharpie and stain my floor. All right, here we go. All right, if you want to do, let's just say $100,000, which hopefully you want to do more than that, okay? But it's easier for the math, and I don't feel like doing all hard math here. And my average job is $5,000. Average job. $20 jobs, okay? So you might have a $2,000 job, you might have a $10,000 job. When all is said and done, your average job size is $5,000. You need 20 jobs. So a lot of guys go, yeah, I want to do 100 grand, or I want to grow my business by 100 grand, whatever that is. And I'll ask them, well, how many more jobs do you need? Well, I don't know, because they haven't done this math. So let's say I have done this math. I need 20 more jobs. Well, how many more leads do I need in order to sell 20 more jobs? If you don't have a leads goal, okay, for your business, then it's going to be really hard for you to hit the targets that you set. Because guys, you know, we don't make money unless we sell jobs. And we don't sell jobs unless the phone rings, or if people fill things out on our website, or somebody texts us because they're a relationship or whatever. Without a lead, you have nothing, okay? Now, forget for a minute whether they're a qualified lead or a non-qualified lead and all that other garbage. Bottom line is, without leads, you're in trouble. Well, I have a theory that's based on working with a lot of people through the years and myself, that if I go back to the JOB guy that we were talking about, the just over broke contractor, the one that just can't seem to get over that hump. He simply doesn't have enough leads. And I believe in the JOB phase of your business, you need to have a minimum of 365 leads a year. One a day, minimum, if you want to ever get out of that stage. If you want to be different than the guy who's been in business for 10, 12, 15 years and you're still on that same JOB cycle, it's because you don't have enough leads. Now, how do we get leads for our construction business, right? That's the title of this thing. How do I know how many leads that I need? So here's what you need to do. You need to know what your closing rate is. So every time the phone rings 10 times, how many jobs are you selling? Okay? So if you're selling 5 out of 10, let's just go 50%, you need to take the number of jobs you need based on your average and divide it by 50%, 0.50. And in this case, you would need 40 leads in this, whatever the time period, in this month or whatever that you're trying to hit this goal, all right? Because if you got 40 leads and you're selling 50% of them, you would have 20 projects. And in this case, if I need 40 leads a month times 12, I would need 480 leads a year to hit, obviously, much bigger than a $100,000 goal. All right? So where do these leads come from? I personally believe, I know things have changed a lot. I remember, when I first started my business, these third-party lead generation companies started coming around. I remember when, Home Advisor used to be called Service Magic, and then Angie's List came on the scene, and now we got Thumbtack, and we got Porch, and there's House, and all these other things, okay? Well, there's a couple things that I want to talk about here today, and a couple are mindsets and a couple are strategy type things. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can see it. All right, first, be everywhere. Okay? Be everywhere. Somebody turns the corner and there's a contractor working on the street and it's you better have a damn sign in the yard. Your truck better be lettered up. They go online, they better find you. They go on social media, you should be there. Okay? It's that simple. They go to the local home show or the local Chamber of Commerce Business Expo or whatever it is, you need to be standing there. Okay? I can't say this enough. I mean, everyone's like, how did you get from 0 to 400 projects a year in just like a little bit over 3 years? Because we were everywhere. Guys, there was a time I was in 5 different networking groups, little networking groups. My business partner was in another 3. We did every home show. We did every business expo. We knocked on doors. We passed out flyers around the houses that we were working in. We dominated the neighborhoods we were in. We were online. Every time I saw a contractor that I thought would be good for us to know each other, I tapped him on the shoulder in line at a restaurant. Or, hey man, I see your jacket there. What do you build? Oh, I build decks. Oh, cool. I paint. We should know each other. Okay? It's this mindset of being everywhere. But one of the biggest problems that contractors have is y'all get busy and the phone starts ringing, and now you think you could take your foot off the gas. And the difference between the guys that stay in the JOB phase of the business and the guys to get to the grown-up part of their business are they market when they're busy. They spend money and they do marketing type activities every single day, 365 days a year. And if you're not willing to do that, then you got 2 things you got to figure out. Number one, you just got to be okay with the roller coaster because it's not ever going to get any better in your life or your business. Every winter, your spouse is going to be telling you to put your resume together and you should go work for another builder, because you can't seem to figure this business thing out. That's one option. Or the other option is you take what I'm saying seriously and you make a commitment that every damn day of the week, you're going to market your business. So either you accept it or you change it. But either way, you got to own your crap on this if you're still stuck on this roller coaster. All right, so be everywhere. And the second thing I want to talk about is I want to encourage you to double down. What I mean by that is whatever is working, okay? Push the chips in and go all in. So earlier I talked about back in the day, and again, I know it's a different time. I know since Angie's List went public and now it's a free membership, I think it blows, okay? But the bottom line is I sold $300,000 to $400,000 a year off Angie's List, and I spent maybe $12,000, $15,000 a year with them. Okay? So I spent more money with them and I made more money. But listen, damn it, did it again. The most important thing you can do, how do you know what to double down on? Tracking. Damn, I can't spell. Tracking. Track, measure, and then adjust. Okay, so yesterday, a couple days ago, I was talking to somebody else in one of our programs. She said that they spent 10 grand on Google Ads last year and they got 105 grand. I said, well, why didn't you spend more? You're getting at least a 10-time return. Okay, so this year they're planning on spending some more, and they're going to track it, and they track it every single month, okay? So guys, when the phone rings, I'm going to show you right now how to track leads. Pretend this is a notepad in my pocket, a little notepad or a clipboard in your truck or an app on your phone. I don't give a shit what it is, or a spreadsheet on your tablet. However you need to do this. Phone rings. Hello, this is Tom's Amazing whatever I do. Hey, I wanted to get a bid. Great. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Small talk. Hey, Joe, would you mind asking, where'd you find us? Oh, I found you on Google. Awesome, appreciate that. Or I got your name from Bob Johnson or whatever. Track it, ask the question, and then write it down. Type it in, whatever. And then when you sell that job, or you don't sell the job, you put a dollar amount next to it. What did I sell it for? And then you could go back through and you rank your top lead sources. Okay, top 5. So it might look like, and it's 5 in number of leads, right? Number of leads is huge, but also dollars sold is huge. Okay, so you know what? The data doesn't lie. You got to get over your preconceived notion or preconceived ideas about, oh, I don't want to be on Facebook, or I think Angie's List is stupid, or Home Advisor can suck it. Okay, guys, in this JOB period of your business, in the infancy and toddler part of your business, you need leads. And it's harder for you to get a lead than a guy that's been in the game with the brand. Now, disclaimer, I believe when you've been in business 5, 10, 15 years, your main lead source should be the brand that you've built and the relationships you've built and a lot of organic things and a shitload of money from your customer database. Okay? So don't message me and go, you know, bullshit, Tom, and all this other stuff. Push all that aside for a minute. In this toddler phase, in this preteen phase, okay, in this JOB phase, you need leads, damn it, because you can't convert anything without leads, and you need to figure the game out. So listen, if Home Advisor is giving me 33 leads a month, and I'm paying, oh, what, 3,300. If I'm paying $1,400 or whatever for those leads, okay, I need to track that and go 1,400, whatever I'm paying for the leads, and then I go, okay, what did we sell? And you can't just do 1 month. And I'm not making the case for Home Advisor or anybody else. I'm just giving an example here. All right. Again, I was on the phone this morning with another guy. He spent $1,400 on Angie's List, $1,200 on Angie's last year, and he got $13,000 in work last year. And he was a little disappointed. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. You got more than a 10-time return because you spent $1,200. You got $13,000. But, my friend, it ain't over. Because both the customers, there's 2 jobs in all of 2017 and he got from Angie's List. But the 2 jobs had him do some initial work, and he's in an industry where there's recurring service every year. And each year, every maintenance customer that he has is worth at least $2,000. And I said, well, how many of the 2 customers are going to be, can you service, do you think, for the next 5 years of service? Let's just say 5 years. He says one of them. Okay, so 5 years is 10 grand. All right, so you got 10 grand plus the original 13 grand plus another 5 grand that he said the other guy wants a bid on some other work and wants to talk to him. So what are we at? We're at $28,000 over a 5-year period just with 2 customers off the 2 jobs you got from Angie's List last year. Okay? So guys, don't always look, oh, I spent this money on Angie's List or Home Advisor or whatever the hell it is, and then nothing worked. My phone didn't ring this month. I didn't get any jobs this month. People buy when they're ready, not when you want them to buy, man. You got to get that through your head. People buy when they are ready to buy. My family and I are moving here in another month. We're leaving here. We're actually moving down the mountain a little bit. Okay? More convenient and some other reasons. So, I'm talking to some contractors right now. I might hold off on a couple services for some reasons that are within our family here, okay? That I'm not going to go into here. Not a big deal. I just don't have time for it. I'm probably going to call one of these guys and say, hey, I need to hold off. We're going to do it later. He's going to be thinking, oh, the guy's cheap, doesn't want to spend the money and all this other bullshit when it has nothing to do with it. I have my own reasons for putting it off. There's other things that are more important to me right now. I have a budget that I'm trying to stay within. I actually found out I have to bring more money to the closing than I planned on originally, which is pulling from my cash available to do some renovations on the house. And so I'm picking and choosing my priorities. I'll buy when I'm damn well ready to buy. All right? So get that head trash out of there. But guys, you got to look at the lifetime value. So now let's say you had 100 leads from Google come in, okay? And only 10 people bought. There's 90 other people who, for their own reasons, didn't buy. Well, what the hell are you doing with those leads? Because they're still leads. They better be going in a CRM like Estimate Rocket, and you better be sending them a mailer, an email, newsletter, invite them to a client appreciation event. Hey, we're going to be at a home show. Hey, we're at a parade of homes. Whatever it is, send them some, postcards once a month. I don't care what it is, but you got 90 people that you paid for. And to just throw them away and not do anything, you're sabotaging yourself. I can't tell you how many people have been on my email list over the years and never bought a damn thing, and then one day they went, ding, I'm ready to paint or I'm ready to do whatever. And who are they going to call? They're going to call the company that they're most familiar with because there's safety in a brand. So over time, I'm building a brand because I'm basically staying in touch with them, and I'm, that whole thing. Okay, so that's the whole building a brand thing I talked about, referred to earlier, that you need to be doing. Guys, track your leads. If you want to know how to get more leads, then track your leads. Let's say you're spending $20K a year on marketing, and you realize that, geez, I spent $5K on lead source A, we'll call it, okay? Whatever it is. I don't care what it is. You pick it. I spent $5K and it brought me, $75K in sales. What do you think you should do? I think you double down, you triple down, you go to 15K on that lead source, and you push all your cards in, all right, to whatever that lead source is, and you ride that puppy, man. You ride it. But you can't do that if you're never tracking your leads, if you're not keeping track of them, you're not having a weekly or at least a monthly sales and marketing meeting in your business to let the data tell you the truth. We have all our preconceived ideas in our heads, but the math never lies. Okay? How do I get more leads for my construction business? You become a marketer. You become a marketer. Listen, I love the fact that you love to build shit, that you can cut a straight line, or you can make a really neat kitchen remodeling job, or whatever it is, or you can change the fister valve on something, all right? Or whatever your craft is. Good for you. You busted your ass to get as good as you are. But until you embrace the fact that your number one job now that you're the owner of your business is to be a marketer, it's to be a boss man, it's to be a businessman, whatever you want to call it, CEO, businessman, owner. The minute you committed that, you checked the box and you said, I'm going to be a business owner, your number one job became marketing. Because you're never going to be able to build the cool thing that you want to build and serve people the way that you want to serve them unless you're an expert marketer. And in the early stages of your business, right in here, it's on you, man. It's on you. You get, into the upper teens, early adult, you're bringing in some money, you know your numbers, you know the math, you know that if you want to grow your business by $100,000 a year, that you're going to have to generate another 40 leads, and then you go, okay, well, if I'm going to hire a marketing person and they're going to cost me, okay, let's blow your minds on this. Squirrel moment. I was going to save this for another call or video. But let's say you want to hire a marketing person. Marketing peep. I use the word peep because Easter's in a couple days. There you go. Get your peeps. All right? If that marketing person is going to call me, let's just go easy math, 50 grand a year annually, and I normally get a 50% gross profit on my work, that means I got to sell an additional $100,000 at a 50% gross profit to keep 50K just to break even a marketing person or office manager or anyone you're paying a salary to or whatever. I'm not talking about your field employees. I'm talking about people that you're paying a salary to. I need 100 grand, right? Back to our example before, if my average job is 5 grand, I need 20 more jobs just to break even on the marketing person. So that person not only has to basically shit 20 projects to pay himself or herself, that means 40 more leads, minimum, to accomplish the 20 jobs, to accomplish the 50 grand that I'm going to pay this person because it's 50% of what they bring in. So you could literally do $100,000 more in sales, generate 40 more leads a year, 20 more jobs, and guess how much more money you'll make? 0 this year, okay? Hey, there's those 20 customers, there's a lifetime value, I get all that, but put that aside. You're going to make 0 on that person, okay? So in order for this position to make sense, I'm thinking I need at least 80 leads to 40 sales to times 5 grand equals 200K minus 50% gross profit on our work, which, by the way, tomorrow I'm doing a live video on that, so check that out, Saturday, March 31st at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay, so if I brought in 80 leads and 40 jobs at average of 5K, it'd be 200 grand in sales, which is $100,000 in gross profit, minus the person's 50K. Now I just made $50,000 in additional profit for the business by hiring this person. So guys, you never get to that stage of your business, okay? Because that's well beyond the JOB stage. You never get beyond that if you don't commit to being a marketer, if you don't commit to being an expert on your numbers. All right? So, let me peek at a couple. All right, there you go. So Joshua says he needs the milk. Garrett retracted his message, whatever that was. You must have told me to get screwed or something. He says he's a newborn. Bill, what's up, man? Infant. Bill, I think you just joined the Contractor Fight Facebook group, didn't you? All right. And speaking of, text the word YouTube to 719-299-3852 and you can join too. Ricardo, getting leads organically is always better, but you have to be on House Home Advisor and Angie's List. Hey, I have opinions about Houzz and Angie's List and Home Advisor and Thumbtack and Google and Facebook ads and Facebook pages and B&I groups, networking groups, home shows, all those things. Guys, we all have opinions, but opinions are shit, okay? Because the only thing that's reliable is the data. The only way you could ever be 100% sure, if something's working or not, is to track it. You got to track it, all right? So, here's my challenge for you as I wrap this thing up. Every time the phone rings, actually, remember our two mental shifts here. Be everywhere and double down. Double down. Hey, if you got a strategic partnership with a high-end custom home builder, and you're a painter or a flooring guy or whatever, then you make sure you double down on the service you give that home builder. You make sure he never has a reason to let his eyes stray from you and the service you get. And then you take him to lunch and you go, hey, Joe, how do I find another one of you? You double down your effort on whatever the hell is working. And in my opinion, you should be doubling down on at least the top 2, if not the top 3 lead sources of yours that actually lead to money. Now listen, you could have 1,000 leads a month from a certain source and not make any money, right? Okay? But in, month out, guys, if you track and measure and adjust, you will get out of that JOB stage of your business and you will move into adulthood. And adulthood is where the game changes. It's where you really make some money without you having to be at the center of it. It's where the quality of your life, if you do it right as a good leader with measuring and tracking and accountability and things like that, if you're really committed to being a great owner, and you don't have to be a big business, okay? Adulthood doesn't mean you're big and huge. Adulthood simply means that you're mature, okay? That you could be a little more picky when the phone rings. I'll tell you what, one of the things I tell people in our Contractor Sales Academy, they'll call up and they'll go, hey, am I a fit for this? Am I a fit for the CSA group that you have? Because everyone's killing it, making money. If your phone ain't ringing a lot, don't join the Contractor Sales Academy. Because the only way you're going to sell at higher prices is you got to have balls this big. Okay, you got to have leads to burn. All right, and if you don't have leads to burn, then our process is going to freak you out because you're going to be too scared to implement the things that we challenge you to implement, okay? But if your phone's ringing at least once a day, then you got some leads to burn. You could double your income pretty quick doing what we're teaching there, all right? But anyway, it all starts with tracking, okay? You want to go even tracking 2.0 here? You come back and you go, okay, these 33 jobs that I got, okay, or whatever from this lead source, maybe I brought in what's my average gross profit on an Angie's List job versus a Google Ads job versus a B&I networking job. Start measuring the profitability, okay? Because listen, we only have so much time and so much money available to us. And I want you to make sure that your time and your money are being spent on the highest return things that you can do for your business, all right? So, let's see, count the cost, adulthood. Jacob says, excavation company here, stuck in residential, wanting to move to more commercial. Any tips on getting the phone to ring from commercial clients? Where do they hang out, Jacob? I don't know where they hang out. Okay, whoever's going to hire you, you hang out there. Join the associations that they're in. Okay, the customers that you do have or the people you do know in that space, ask them if you needed somebody like me, what would you type in Google and make sure your website's optimized for that crap. LinkedIn might be a great opportunity because it sounds like if you're doing commercial stuff with bigger clients, it's a little more corporate. Okay, they got them. They might have some project managers and some vice presidents of a company and things like that that are going to be on LinkedIn and stuff. But again, why do bank robbers rob banks? Because that's where the money is. Okay, so Jacob, wherever your clients are, that's where you go. What you could do is you could sponsor an event. You identify what are the 10 people, 10 businesses, 10 trades, 10 commercial builders that I want to, build a relationship with, and you put on an open house. I had a client of mine a few years ago do something similar to that. He dropped $5,000 or $6,000, had a client appreciation night, and invited a bunch of people, and he got them all in the same room, He ended up selling $150,000 from that one event because he pulled everyone in the same room and he added value. I think he had a speaker come in. Okay, we're getting a little off the topic here, but this is a great strategy. So if you guys hung on this long, this will be good for some of you. So if let's just pretend I opened a window washing company tomorrow. Okay. One of the things that I would do is I would look to build what I call my influencer list, and that is who are people that are standing in front of my ideal clients every day. All right, I got these big ass picture windows here. Okay, so it's probably good, and I got a lot of windows in my house. Probably good if I'm a window washer to know guys that install windows like this, right? So that would be an influencer, or maybe a home inspector, or maybe a real estate agent. Okay, whatever these influencers are, I would compile a list, and I would try to get them all in the same room. I would kick something off and go, hey, it's spring 2018, let's have a great year. You know, beer and wings is on me at some local restaurant. I drop a couple $1,000 and I have maybe a local business speaker come in, because who's my audience? My audience is all these other. So I'd invest a couple $1,000 or whatever it costs to have some speaker come in and give some advice. And now those influencers have a reason to come to your event, and you look like a hero because you put everyone in the same room together. And you get up in the front and you go, hey, I want to thank you guys for, coming to this event. I think we can all benefit from knowing each other. I had, this dude or dudette come in and give a talk, so that it'll help us all to be better marketers or better with our math or whatever it is in your business. Okay, so that is a strategy, Jacob, that I might look into if I were you, is doing something like that. All right, so with that, I'm out, man. I've been on here too long today. I got to get going. Got to go to the gym. I got my daughter behind the camera, just appeared. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. All right. And she probably wants to do something and hang out, and she's going to ask me for money or something like that, aren't you? Yeah?
No.
All right, so listen, everybody. You're a marketer. You're no longer a carpenter or a painter or a butcher or a candlestick maker. All right? You are a marketer. That is the #1 role if you're going to own your own business. And it's going to get you out of the up and down lead cycle. Every day you should start your day with some marketing activity. Marketing and sell, market and sell. Get leads, sell. Get leads, sell. When you do that, a lot of good things happen. Okay? The other thing is when you get more leads coming in, you charge more money. You raise your prices because you got tons of lead flow. Now you're booking out. Now you can put more employees out in the street or whatever it is. However you want to grow your business, you're going to have options. But you don't have any options if that phone ain't ringing. All right, appreciate you guys hanging here. Use the chat box. Use the comments below. Let me know if there's other topics that you want us to talk about here on our little contractor fight lives that we're doing. And don't forget, text the word YouTube to 719-299-3852 to be a part of our free community over on Facebook and some other things that we got going on. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Happy Easter and all that good stuff. We'll see you.